Under the rules, you have 1 day.
No, don't give me that.
Don't finish it then, pare. Pag lugar mo, ilang beses ka nakiusap sa akin eh. Huwag mo ako sigawan. Ilang beses ka rin nakiusap pa. Hanggang doon na. Nag-abroad ka ba eh. Anong gusto mo? Anong gusto mo? Sindak ka na sindak dito eh. Bakit? Sisigawan mo ako ng pakialam mo. Wala akong pakialam sa pupoto dun eh.
Sinabi mo yun.
Interest mo lang iniisip ko eh.
Gusto mo ipapa-50 ano mo kami?
Sabi ko sa'yo, sabi ko, pare, baka pwede makiusap. This is too important. No.
Majority Leader.
Mr. President, I withdraw my previous motion.
Any objection to the withdrawal? There being none, same is approved.
Mr. President, I move that we consider Senate Concurrent Resolution number 23 and recognize Senator Alan Cayetano.
Any objection? There being none, consideration of Senate Concurrent Resolution number 23 is in order. The Honorable Senator Alan Cayetano is recognized for his manifestation and brief remarks on the same. You may proceed, sir.
Mr. President, Mr. Minority Leader, Mr. Majority Leader, in behalf of the people of Taguig, who is very grateful first to God, secondly, to all those who were involved in a almost one generation of a legal battle into, making Taguig whole in such a way that all of its former territory would be now together as one community and one city. And in thanking my colleagues who are still here, it's almost 9 p.m., and giving me the chance to sponsor and give brief remarks about this concurrent resolution. We were left with a problem, as you know, despite the strict rules of the Supreme Court against a second motion for reconsideration, and after that, I think it's of public record naman kung ano nangyari, yung dates ng final decision, yung mga struggles hanggang ngayon ng mga kababayan namin from EMBO. And there's one struggle that they need the help of Congress, which is to be able to run for Congress and to be able to vote for a member of Congress. It is most basic in the U.S. Constitution, where we copied our Constitution, that no taxation without representation. So unless we're ready to say that lahat ng taga-EMBO ay wala ng buwis, we should not take out their right to have a representative and to vote for a representative. So recently, the Commission on Elections said that they cannot vote for congressman in the 2nd District of Makati dahil wala na sila sa Makati. Now, both cityhood laws of Makati and Taguig said that the cityhood law is dependent on the final resolution of any boundary dispute settled, of course, by the right forum. But this does not automatically amend the congressional district. So this concurrent resolution is meant to guide the COMELEC, meant to give them an option, meant to express the sentiments of the sovereign people through the House and the Senate. The House specifically, the local constituency, the Senate, the national constituency, but both houses equal, to tell the COMELEC that there are now two evils possible. One evil is that they'll not be able to run nor vote. The other one is that the COMELEC has no basis of where they can vote and where the barangays, which district. So this concurrent resolution is an attempt. It's not a perfect attempt, but it's an attempt until the legislature in the future can pass a new law regarding the districts. So we seek with this concurrent resolution to make our will known to the Commission on Election. Thank you for this. Thank you for this opportunity, Mr. President.
Yes, with due respect.
Patapusin mo na muna si Alan.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Are you done?
So Mr. President,
Tawagan mo na, Meg.
You know-
I confirmed it with her.
yeah, I'm just saying, Mr. President, that a little over 300,000 people and the number of voters is just on the resolution. We cannot do nothing. So I know some of our colleagues have, sa Tagalog, parang agam-agam. Even sa hearing ng City Council, I sat in, listened to our kababayans from Embos and other barangays. And, we're all searching for the perfect solution. The reality is that in this Congress, nagkaroon ng moratorium on new districts. And nangyari din po na yung time element, kasi filing na ng candidacy ng first week of October. No? So this resolution, if this was the House, it's simply a local bill. So it has to do with Taguigueños. But in the Senate, of course, it is the wider issues, and the issue here is very basic. It's representation. It is suffrage. No? So, Mr. President, I know there are a lot of questions. I tried to answer them myself, did a lot of legal research. I am confident the House Legal Department, who's also doing their research, will find that everything is in order. But let me reiterate, no? Any solution is better, as long as, of course, it's a good solution. No? Any good solution is better than doing nothing. And, with 1 day left till the session and then a few weeks till the voting, the people of the EMBOS will be very grateful that we gave them the choice, di ba? Sinong gustong tumakbo at sinong gustong nilang iboto. Sino gusto tumakbo, sino gusto iboto. Let me lang reiterate, Mr. President, wala nang problema po sa mayor, vice mayor, councilors because nag-statement na po ang Commission on Election that they can vote for the councilors and the vice mayor and the mayors. And in fact, adjustments have been made to make sure they have representation sa population nila. So it's really the congressional district ang problema. And you cannot have a caretaker for a district that doesn't exist. So meaning if today ang filing may mag-file for District 2 ng Makati, may mag-file ng District 1 and 2 ang Taguig, in limbo or it's like they will be outside the Philippines, no? So I hope our friends will take our word for it that we consulted the members who are not here in passing this resolution. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. President, if I may.
What is the pleasure of Senator Zubiri?
Yeah, just two issues. One is this was not in the daily agenda, this concurrent resolution number 23. But I know, of course, our good colleague would like to have his area not be disenfranchised in voting. So sometimes we take it up important matters such as this to be able to answer the times. And this particular issue is on the disenfranchisement of these 10 EMBO barangays. However, Your Honor, I'm trying to get in touch with our colleague who is from Makati, and I do not know, does this have any implication to Senator Binay's
I can state for the record, Mr. President, it has nothing to do with Makati anymore. Because all of these barangays are now under Taguig, being administered by Taguig, and the problem is they'll not be able to vote for any...
Can I ask for just a 1 minute suspension, she's calling. 1 minute suspension, Mr. President.
Session is suspended.
Mr. President, Senator Zubiri is seeking the floor.
No. He wants to do a manifestation. I'll wait for his manifestation.
I have no motion. Senator Cayetano.
Senator Cayetano is recognized for his manifestation.
Mr. Senate President, before that, am I correct that the former Senate President wants to move that we suspend the consideration of this concurrent resolution and discuss it tomorrow? If yes, then may I make a...
Yeah. Mr. President, my question, it just came out of the air. So this is a Senate concurrent resolution. This is not a simple resolution. And I was a majority leader, like you've been also a minority leader, I believe, a majority leader. And the concurrent resolution has a force of, before the Supreme Court came out with the decision that it does not have a force of law, but it used to have a force of law. So ang question ko lang dyan, Mr. President, is, with due respect to him, I know it's a local issue. I know it's a local issue, and it's important to you guys. And I don't want to disenfranchise anyone. Ang akin lang sana, explain sana sa amin ano itong pag-usapan natin. Yun lang. And I asked a colleague who represents particularly before these 10 Embo barangays, I asked her, and she also doesn't know what's going on. Due courtesy lang ba? Sort of some respect and due courtesy. Yun lang akin, Mr. President. I have, again, if I raised my voice, it's because, it didn't have to go that way, and I apologize if I raised my voice. Okay? Ang akin dyan, if it will help you, maybe we can pass this, we can take it up tomorrow. Ang akin lang naman dyan is nabigla ako, dahil nasa taas nga ako, at biglang may concurrent resolution about these barangays. Wala naman sa agenda today, Mr. President. So, my appeal to the good gentleman is give us time to at least explain to us what it is all about. We have no caucus. We've never had a caucus since I asked for one in the beginning of the incumbency of the good Senate President. So I don't know. If we had a caucus, you could have raised it there and said, this is a very simple piece of resolution. Nobody's going to get affected. We're going to get them to vote, at least in these elections. If I was told that, then I would have no problem. Pero biglaan eh. Ngayon ko lang nakita yung document here, just now, when I went down. So, that is all I'm asking because we're not the house of, we don't want to be like other establishments na, lang tayo, in the midnight hour we're passing measures. No, we're not like that. Senator Cayetano knows that. That's her pet peeve. She doesn't like to pass things in the middle of the night when nobody's around. I know that because we have traditions, and it's a time-bound tradition. So mine is not, I'm not even asking anymore, I'm not raising a point of order because our agreement in the past is that we will take up on the floor what is the agenda for the week. And this is not even in the agenda for the week kasi bago lang to. And I understand kung bago lang to because of the lateness of the hour, meaning the lateness of the session, and this might be able to help Senator Cayetano. But we have another session tomorrow, Mr. President. So there should be no problem. All we need to know is just understand what is this all about? How can we help you? Ayoko din ma-disenfranchise sila eh. Ayoko din, Mr. President. Yung mga taga-Tagig at sa Embo barangays. Ang gusto ko lang sana is just explain to us what this is all about. Because this is a concurrent resolution. If it was a simple resolution saying that the Senate would like the COMELEC to recognize these Embo barangays and come up with this procedure, wala po akong problema, Mr. President. But this is a concurrent resolution, which is a tad higher, a notch higher in terms of implementation and validity. Yun lamang po, Mr. President. No offense meant to my dear colleague. I know it means a lot to him. I'm not here to stall, and I'm not here to disenfranchise anyone. Yun lang po, Mr. President. Yung akin lang, sana ma-explain lang sa amin. And with due respect, we're all elected senators here. I will not pass a measure na hindi ko papadaanan sa inyo or to anyone, in fact, without going through the motions. Yun lang po, Mr. President. Yun lang ang request ko. It's just a simple request that tradition should be followed, at least to explain to us, at least come up with an interpellation on the measure on this particular concurrent resolution. Because even with simple resolutions, we have periods of interpellation. We have period of amendment in simple resolutions, lalo ng concurrent resolutions. So yun lang po ang request ko, Mr. President. Thank you.
Mr. President, let me just state
before the Honorable Cayetano responds with his manifestation, Chair would like to place on the record. Number one, as correctly pointed out by Senator Zubiri, this is a concurrent resolution, and by virtue of the Supreme Court decision, is no different from an ordinary resolution. Hence, it does not have to go through 3 separate readings on 3 separate days. Number two, we did give due courtesy to Senator Nancy, even if this involves barangays that are no longer part of Makati, but because the chair thought it used to belong to Makati, we cleared it with her. I don't know if the statement of the gentleman was stated on the record that we consulted their administrative staff. The answer is no. We consulted the chief of staff named Christine and her head of legis named Isa, who according to them consulted the good senator about it, and the response was, she can confirm or deny the same tomorrow, it has nothing to do with Makati because it has everything to do with Taguig. Hence, we proceeded and clarified it with the minority leader, with the indulgence of the minority leader, given the urgency of the matter as raised by Senator Cayetano. Just to place that on the record. Senator Cayetano.
Yeah,
is
Mr.
recognized.
President, thank you for clarifying that because I just like to put on the record, this is my third term as a senator. I've been a majority leader, minority leader. Never po ako nagpalusot ng kahit anong bill sa kahit anong oras. I know my responsibilities here. I know the rules. Lahat naman tayo hindi perfect. Siguro ilan lang sa kwarto na to and mostly they're from the staff ang memorize ang rules. No? Kaya nga makikita ng mga taong nanonood ngayon, lumalapit pa kami dyan sa harap or dito sa gilid sa staff kapag ka magtatanong sa rules because may precedents yan, rich na yung history. Now, we did not violate the rules because the joint resolution, the concurrent resolution was filed yesterday. And unlike before that it was treated like a with force of law, dinadaan po natin yan in a process that's like that. But after the Supreme Court decision na sinasabi it's like a resolution, it's the sentiment, yung kalooban ng House at Senate, we treat it like any other resolution. The person objecting now was our former Senate President. He knows naman that you do not go to all 24 senators. You go to the minority because you're part of the majority. And I did go to the majority last night pa. Last night, the Senate President advised me to talk to Senator Nancy, and due to some recent misunderstandings, he offered na kung gusto mo, ako nakakausap. And I waited all day long until nga mag-respond yung Chief of Staff niya. So, it's not just an emotional issue. It's not a local issue. It's an issue of constitutional importance, the ability for people to vote. The good senator, Senator Zubiri, said kung i-explain lang sa kanya, kaya nga ako lumapit sa kanya sa harap eh. Sabi ko, gusto mo explain. Sabi niya, bukas na. Sabi ko, I don't wanna take the risk. Nakita niyo naman yung mga ulan ngayon, kung bumagyo bukas at mag-adjourn tayo. So, walang taga-embo na pwedeng tumakbong congressman, walang pwedeng bumoto. This is a 5-page resolution. Very easy reading. I'm ready now to answer any of his questions or questions ni Senator Binay. If he apologizes for raising his voice, me too. I mean, I know it's still emotional for him. That's why ilang beses na nagsisigawan dito, never ko siya in-approach, never ko siya kinontra. Nakaupo lang ako dyan sa harap or dito or dun sa tabi ni Senator Tulfo. Tumatabi-tabi lang po ako. But that's why I humbly came to him kanina while he was on the phone with Senator Binay and said, can I explain this to you? Pwede ko ba i-explain sa'yo? Kung may question. So let's not come here and say na, hindi, bukas na to, ipaliwanag lang. I'm ready to explain it to him now. It's a very simple resolution. It's very simple. They are allowed to vote for mayor, vice mayor, councilors. Each and every one of them. But the COMELEC said they are now Taguig and they're not under Makati under the Supreme Court decision. At sabi ng COMELEC, you cannot vote for congressman. So, Congress is left with two things. Doing nothing or telling the COMELEC, if you ask us, you should let them vote and these are the districts. What's my basis for this is the districts? Both the official statistics and the hearings of the Sangguniang Panglungsod of the city of Taguig. It's that simple. This isn't a complicated bill. We all know naman pag nag-file tayong bill, your office takes judicial notice once it's read in first reading. So kahit ito'y concurrent resolution, may first reading to. Hindi kailangan lapitan yung 24, but if that is the pleasure of Senator Zubiri, I humbly did that kanina. So but let's not make it appear that this is a simple, this is a complicated bill, this has implications, this is ganito, and let's just wait till tomorrow. That's not true. Diba? The resolution is there. Diba? Nakiusap na lang, sabi nga ni Minority Leader, please make it brief for a simple reason. I think the Minority Leader and Senator Risa are up, 5, 6 a.m. sa dami ng papeles. They usually go home from session 8, 9 p.m. They have early hearings, but they're here. Diba? So sa akin, Mr. President, if the former Senate President heard me, I'm making appeal. Not for myself. You know, wala akong vested interest dito in the sense that my wife as mayor Sinabi na ng COMELEC, pwede siyang tumakbo. And pwede siyang iboto sa EMBO. So with or without this resolution, wala tong epekto sa aking wife, sa vice mayor, sa konsehal. Ang epekto nito, wala rin sa kandidato naming congressman. Because with or without this resolution, yung kakampi naming congressman ay tatakbo sa District 1 at District 2, yung kapartido. Wala rin itong epekto sa katunggali naming congressman. Because with or without this resolution, tatakbo sila. Sino maapektuhan dito? Yung more than 200,000 na qualified sa EMBO na gustong tumakbong congressman at yung gustong bumoto ng congressman. And after June 30, saan sila lalapit for representation sa kanilang district? Right now, nahihilo na sila. If they go to the congressman of the 2nd District of Makati, possibly, I don't know his response, possibly, hindi na naman kayo sa Makati. If you go to the 1st or 2nd District of Taguig at hindi magkasundo yung congressman, mag-aagawan sila kasi pareho nilang hindi distrito. So this is a mere resolution saying the sentiment of Congress. If anyone here wants to say na, I disagree, okay lang. If anyone here wants to say na, hindi, dapat yung barangay na ganyan or wants to ask me a question, I'm ready as much as makakaya ko. Pero ang masasagot ko lang sa inyo, Mr. President, and this is for my, tinuturing ko rin kaibigan, kahit may heated, siguro naman, 1998 ko pa kasama si Senate President Zubiri. So siguro we're entitled one heated argument, which is tonight. No? Kasi 1998 ko pa naman siya. Madalas, magkaiba kami ng stand, pero hindi naman kami nagkakainitan. So if you're apologizing for raising, I also apologize for raising my voice, my friend. But if this was Bukidnon, at hindi sila makakaboto, hindi sa i-give ko lang sa iyo eh. I'll stand there, I'll listen to you, I'll even help you kung hindi mo kasundo si Nancy. But yung nangyari tonight, ikaw na magsabi, di ba? You could have said 1 minute suspension, usap tayo. But yun nga, wala naman akong choice eh. If you guys want to wait for tomorrow, but if something happens tomorrow, di ba, what do I tell the people of Embo? Sorry, hindi kayo pwedeng tumakbong congressman kasi walang ginawa ang Senate. Di ba? Ang House are ongoing pa. Nandun si Mayor Cayetano together with the other officials of Taguig. Precisely nga, we don't want to wait till the last minute. I wouldn't risk anything that important to you, brother, to the last minute. So, kung merong kang pagtingin sa matagal natin pagsasama, let's debate on other critical areas that we really disagree. Eto naman, kahit tignan mo ng mabuti, there's nothing hidden there. There's no hidden agenda. Una-una kung hidden agenda, tinago namin. Please take a look at the resolution. There's nothing there which isn't quite clear, factual, you can get from any website, di ba? But, let me just extend ng konti. We treat it as a bill. You call all the barangays. You call the COMELEC. They'll tell us everything we want to know na. We prefer a 3rd district. Gusto namin sa Taguig 3rd district. Bakit hindi? Madadagdagan kami ng congressman. Ang problema nga, may moratorium at hindi na aabot ng October 1 to 8. Di ba? So, what's the other option? The other option for us now is wag silang pabotohin. That will be the first time in Philippine history na meron taong bawal bumoto sa kanyang congressman. Meron nga tayong bill na yung overseas voting, payagan na rin sila sa local eh. Kasi sa ngayon, di ba, President, Vice President at Senators yung absentee voting. May bill nga tayo na pabotohin sila. Eto na sa Pilipinas eh. Hindi makakaboto. It's not your fault, it's not my fault, it's not the Binay's, it's no one's fault because yung timing and circumstance ng Supreme Court decision and yung pleasure ng House na wag magdagdag ng miyembro. Some of them feel we're an exceptional case at dapat payagan. Hindi namin brinaso yon. And even if kung kusa sa loob nila magpasa ng 3rd district, hindi na kaya in 1 week. What will we do? Pipilitin natin by December or January na magpasa ng 3rd District. In the meantime, all the candidates in that area will know what to do. There will be no discussion on the issues, whether local or national. Diba? So, yun naman sa akin, no? Na I leave it to the pleasure of the former Senate President and gentleman from Bukidnon, no? If you ask me, ako'y nakikiusap, ipasa na natin. Since walang masasaktan dito. Kung may makita kayong masama tomorrow, you can move to recall it. And the other members will be here. Oh. Kung may mangyari tomorrow for one reason or the other at hindi ito mapasa, how do we answer our constituents? Constituents, binoto rin naman tayo nung kanya-kanya nating lugar eh. Di ba? So maybe that would be acceptable to him, that we pass it. If they see something wrong, tell me. Ako mismo mag-move to reconsider, then we will discuss it. Nandito naman siya. Any member who's here and voted for it can move for the reconsideration.
May I ask for a minute suspension, Mr. President?
Session is suspended.
Mr. President? Mr.
Senator Zubiri is recognized.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. After deliberating with the good sponsor, no, I just wanted to find out, because initially I thought it was a creation of a new district, like an EMBO district, which is clearly we can't do. It has to be a creation by law. So these are the things that I wanted to learn more about before the actual filing. So at least now I was able to consult with the good gentleman from Taguig, and it's a clarification that we're not creating a new district. It's
We are
just
not.
trying to asking the COMELEC to try to absorb the other, these 10 areas in the other 2 districts. Is that correct, Your Honor? So,
Is that correct, Senator Cayetano?
Yes, it's correct, Mr. President and former Senate President, na as I said, no, we're trying to make the best of a very bad situation. In one sense, they're not part of the 2nd District of Makati, but they're also not part of any other district, and there's no time, and we're not sure if a 3rd district. So what we're saying lang is ipasok sila proportionally and contiguously to the existing District 1 and 2 of Taguig. And since the House have a present representative of District 1 and 2, then if they pass it, then now you will have the City Council, the House, and the Senate just giving the COMELEC a sense na dapat pabotohin sila.
with that explanation, Your Honor, Mr. President, and knowing fully well that this is a resolution, it's like a sense, ika nga, ng Senado, a sense of Congress, because it's a concurrent resolution. Then I actually did not interpose any objections, Mr. President. I just wanted to, for the good gentleman to clarify with me what this concurrent resolution is all about. That's all, Mr. President.
Sir
And
President-
I interpose no objection.
Sir President, just for the record, sa elevator lang nagyayabang ako sa staff ko. Sabi ko, sa lahat ng Cayetano, ako pinakamalamig ulo. Kasi mainit na ulo ng ate ko kanina. And yung dalawa kong kapatid, madali ding uminit ulo. And then uminit ulo ko ngayon. So I apologize to everyone, including Senate President Zubiri. Technically, may excuse ako kasi I'm on steroids dahil hinihika ako ngayon. But it's still no excuse. So pasensya na kayo.
Me also, I
kung
apologize for my
nagkaano
behavior,
tayo.
Mr. President. I mean, we've known each other since 1998.
We
And
have
together
known
with
each
the
other
good Senate
since
President.
1998.
Yeah, so...
And while we're in the spirit of asking for apologies, Chair would also like to apologize for the lateness of the hour.
Yeah.
So with no objections
Yes.
from Senator Zubiri, may I now recognize the Majority Leader. Majority Leader.
Yes, Mr. President, no member wish to propose amendments to the measure. I move to adopt Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 23.
Any objection? There being none, proposed concurrent Senate Resolution number 23 is hereby adopted. Thank you, Migs.
Mr. President, I move that we adjourn session until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Wednesday, September 25, 2024.
Any objection? There being none, session is adjourned until 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Wednesday,